Okay, good morning, all. Welcome to Lakshya Academy. Okay, in this part, we are going to learn hormones produced by the non-endocrine organs such as heart. Okay, in this part, we are going to learn hormones produced by the non-endocrine organs like heart, kidney, liver, and gastrointestinal tract. Hormones of heart. Okay, let us start here. Hormones of heart, kidney, and gastrointestinal tract. Now you know about the endocrine glands and their hormones. You learn pituitary gland, hypothalamus, thyroid gland, parathyroid gland, pineal gland, thymus gland, and adrenal gland. Okay, you learn those all glands, testes, ovaries, pancreas up to now. Okay, apart from these glands, there are some organs which are also capable of producing hormones. Okay, let us see what are those hormones produced by non-endocrine organs. For example, atrial wall of our heart. You know our heart has four chambers. Everyone knows that. Okay, if you take the right atrium, okay, right atrium, the wall of the right atrium is capable of producing very important peptide hormone called atrial natriuretic factor. Okay, this ANF or otherwise called atrial natriuretic peptide. This okay from this topic, from this ANP one bit was framed 2 years back in NEET exam. Very important one. Okay, you already learnt about ANF in the excretory products and their elimination at the end of that lesson. Okay, it is opposite to the RAS, okay, renin angiotensin aldosterone system. Renin angiotensin aldosterone system, which decreases the BP. It decreases the blood pressure. Okay, aldosterone increases the blood pressure. Angiotensin 2 increases the blood pressure. Okay, those hormones increase blood pressure, but this one decreases the blood pressure. When blood pressure is increased, ANF is secreted to reduce it, which causes the dilation of, for example, this is the blood vessel in which blood is flowing with pressure, high pressure. Okay, now this blood vessel dilated here. This is the okay. That it has a larger broad lumen. Okay, it has more diameter. Okay, that's why here the BP decreases. BP decreases because the diameter has increased. Okay, when blood pressure is increased, ANF is secreted, which causes the dilation of blood vessels. This reduces the blood pressure. Blood pressure lowering hormone. This is the blood pressure, very important one. Blood pressure lowering hormone. Okay, blood pressure lowering hormone. What is the blood pressure lowering hormone? ANP, otherwise called ANP, ANF or ANP, anti-natriuretic factor or peptide. It is a peptide hormone. Next, hormones of, okay, we discussed the hormone of heart, that is ANF. Hormones of kidney, the juxtaglomerular cells of the kidney, JG cells you learned earlier. JG cells of kidney produce a peptide hormone called erythropoietin. Erythropoietin, which stimulates the erythropoiesis. The what is erythropoiesis? Formation of RBC is called erythropoiesis. Next one, hormones of GIT, gastrointestinal tract, otherwise called GUT, gut or alimentary canal. Endocrine cells present in the different parts of the gastrointestinal tract secrete four major peptide hormones. This is also chemically a peptide hormone. Okay, peptide hormones are water soluble. Okay, whereas aldosterone, iodothyronine, those are lipid soluble hormones. Namely, what are those hormones? Gastrin, secretin, cholecystokinin, CCK, gastric inhibitory peptide GIP. I explained you these all hormones in the topic digestion and absorption. Gastrin acts on gastric glands. Gastrin acts on gastric glands and stimulates the secretion of hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen, which is the inactive form of pepsin and hydrochloric acid. That is the function of gastrin. Secretin. Secretin acts on exocrine pancreas and stimulates the secretion of water and bicarbonate ions. Secretin acts on exocrine pancreas and stimulates the secretion of water and bicarbonates. So it is acting on exocrine pancreas as endocrine pancreas and exocrine pancreas. Endocrine pancreas just 1 to 2% of the pancreas, which consists of 1 to 2 million islets of Langerhans. Next, cholecystokinin CCK. It acts on both pancreas as well as gallbladder, very important hormone, which stimulates the secretion of pancreatic enzymes. Okay, pancreatic enzymes. Okay, do you know pancreatic enzymes? Okay, pancreatic enzymes are trypsinogen, chymotrypsinase, and procarboxypeptidase, saliva, pancreatic lipase, and pancreatic amylase. Okay, amylopsin, steopsin. Next, nucleotidase, nuclease, DNAase, RNAase. Okay, nucleosidase are present in intestinal juice. Okay, these are the hormones produced by the pancreas. Okay, these are called pancreatic enzyme, which stimulates the CCK hormone, cholecystokinin hormone, acts on the pancreas and it causes the pancreas to release the pancreatic enzyme. It also acts on the gallbladder, CCK. It acts on GB, gallbladder, and then gallbladder releases what releases? Bile juice. Bile juice is concentrated there. Bile juice. Next, respectively. Okay, next one, GIP, gastric inhibitory peptide, inhibits the gastric secretion and motility. Gastric secretion and motility. Okay, the movements of the stomach are inhibited by GIP. Next, several other non-endocrine tissues secrete hormones called growth factors. Growth factors are produced by the liver. They are produced by the liver. Also produced by the bone cartilage. Next, these factors are essential for the normal growth of the tissues, and we call insulin-like growth factors. Insulin-like growth factors produced by the liver. These factors are essential for normal growth of the tissues and their repairing and regeneration. Okay, this is what is given in our state test book. Hormones of kidney, heart, gastrointestinal tract, and liver, in addition to the endocrine glands, some tissues which are not fundamentally endocrinous in nature, also secrete certain hormones and that perform important functions. Among such non-endocrine tissues or organs are kidney, heart, gastrointestinal tract are important one. The muscle cells in the atria, okay, they are called atrial myocytes of right atrium of our heart, secrete a peptide hormone which is vital importance when blood pressure increases. It is called atrial natriuretic factor or atrial natriuretic. Okay, this hormone dilates the blood vessel as I explained you in the previous slides. Okay, this is the normal blood vessel. Okay, now the blood vessel here dilated. Okay, dilation of blood vessel. Okay, which hormone? ANF. ANF causes the dilation of blood vessel. Okay, and lowers the blood pressure. Okay, when blood vessel dilates here, BP decreases, blood pressure decreases. For example, there is a water pipe in which water is flowing with a high pressure, Now, for example, you connect a pipe to the motor, a small pipe. Now you remove that pipe and you connected another larger pipe. Okay, the motor is very small one, only pumping small amount of water. Okay, now as the motor is small one, it is pumping small amount of pipe is very big one, pressure decrease. Here also, as the blood vessel dilated here, the lumen increase, therefore BP decrease. That's why it is a blood pressure lowering hormone BP. This hormone dilates the blood vessel and lowers the blood pressure when the blood pressure increases. It decreases the renal reabsorption of sodium, very important one. It is opposite to aldosterone hormone. It increases the renal reabsorption of sodium, but this hormone decreases the renal. That means in the nephrons there is a DCT. From the DCT, sodium is reabsorbed by the action of aldosterone, but this hormone is quite opposite, decreases the renal reabsorption, but that aldosterone increases, which also helps in lowering the blood pressure. Okay, kidneys. Next, we talk about kidney. Kidneys also produce a hormone called erythropoietin. The juxtaglomerular cells of kidney secrete a hormone, and which stimulates erythropoiesis formation of RBC. The role of erythropoiesis is to control the formation of red blood cells by regulating the proliferation and the differentiation of the erythroid progenitor cells. Pro-erythroblast in the bone marrow. You learn these things in the stem cells. Erythroid progenitor, from which RBC are formed. Okay, next one, the mucosa of the gastrointestinal tract. You know, gastrointestinal tract has this is the lumen, this is the mucosa. Around this one, there is submucosa, then muscularis externa, and outermost there is a serosa layer is present. Okay, outermost layer. The mucosa of the gastrointestinal tract has some kinds of cells which produce five major peptide hormones, help in the digestion of food. These hormones include gastrin, secretin, cholecystokinin, enterokinase, and gastric inhibitory peptide. Gastric inhibitory peptide, these are the hormones. Okay, gastrin. Gastrin acts on the gastric gland, stimulates the secretion of hydrochloric acid and pepsinogen. Same is given in NCERT. Also, secretin is produced by the duodenal mucosa. You learned in first lesson. It acts on the exocrine part of the pancreas and stimulates secretion of water and bicarbonate ions. Cholecystokinin (CCK) is a polypeptide hormone produced in the duodenum, okay, duodenal mucosa, and in response to the presence of fats in the chyme, it causes the contraction of the gallbladder and release of bile, secretion of pancreatic digestive juice enzymes. Next one is gastric inhibitory peptide stimulates, inhibits gastric secretion and motility, inhibits the emptying of the stomach. Gastric inhibitory peptide, opposite to the gastrin. Next one, many other non-endocrine tissues secrete hormones called growth factors. Okay, these are produced by different organs, mainly liver. Okay, these factors are necessary for normal growth of tissues and their repair and regeneration.